back over to Sarah. We want to focus on an issue many of you have called us about, and we have seen your posts on Facebook. You're concerned about people with mental illness ending up in jail instead of treatment. I've been looking into the issue and learned what steps are being made right now to help keep these same people out of jail and in treatment. Here's what I've uncovered only on 11. Judge Gene Zamuda doesn't like to see these kinds of cases in his courtroom. A woman jailed, a police officer hurt because her mental illness caused her to lose control.
And all she was trying to get was the medicine that she needed.
He says a mix-up at a local pharmacy is what kept her from getting the medicine she needed to treat her mental illness. When confronted by a police officer, she lost control and assaulted him. Deemed incompetent to stand trial for her felony charges, Judge Zamuda referred her to the state mental hospital for treatment. Months later, she appeared back in his courtroom.
And she was so different from when because I remember the first time I saw her, how, and those type of defendants, when they have competency issues and just have that mental health driving erratic, irrational behavior, you can tell.
Seeing these types of cases, the same people coming through his courtroom again and again, drives him to try to improve the system.
The first step is a recognition from the behavioral health system, okay, that those patients are still our patients, even though they may be housed in Lucas County Jail.
Usually the first people to come into contact with them are the police.
And it's really about de-escalating situations.
That's why Toledo Police started the Crisis Intervention Team 10 years ago, training officers on their force to recognize the difference between bizarre or criminal behavior and a person who is suffering from mental illness. Lieutenant Joe Heffernan is one of those CIT officers. He says people in our community recognize the pin they wear, and they're getting to know these people to develop trust.
So we'll go to their homes, and we'll sit down, we'll talk with them, we'll have a cup of coffee with them, and they'll explain to the officers what it's like for them when they start going into a crisis situation.
That is key to keeping more people out of jail and in treatment. I sat down with Scott Silak, Executive Director of the Lucas County Board of Mental Health. He says they are tackling the issue inside the jails, funding treatment centers like Harbor.
So that they can go into the hospitals and into the jails and engage people that may be in need of mental health services.
And that is one of the steps needed, says Judge Zamuda, to keep those people who need treatment at home and out of our jails.
But really what you're trying to do is you're trying to create linkages and resolutions so that they don't come back to the system.
Well, right now the judges are meeting with mental health boards and other community leaders to talk about how they can work together to keep people in treatment and get them there sooner. Now, if you have a crisis situation with a family member who's facing mental illness, you can ask for a CIT officer to respond when you call 911. We're back with your top stories in just a couple of minutes.